Infinite amount of rules leading to payout denials, very difficult to understand, leading to make you fail, is what I've been hearing regarding Apex 3.0 new rules. But buckle up because I'm going to help you get your next payout approved. Let's go. So lately I've seen some chatter on Twitter regarding some people getting their payouts denied. I've also seen a lot of people in Facebook groups getting their payouts approved, and even in my comment sections on some videos. I have shared my approved payouts as well as 2 payouts that were denied last month. Why were they denied? Because I violated the 30% consistency rule. That's it. So the argument that affiliates or influencers get special treatment is null and void, because no, we don't. Now, I think that the majority of people getting payouts denied here is because they are not understanding the new rules clearly. And I get it. I mean, look at this. It feels like it goes on and on and on and on. However, I think that I can explain this to you very clearly and help you to get that next payout approved. Let's dive into it. Smash the like button for me, subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so you're alerted when I upload my next video or go live. So this is the new rules, right? Apex 3.0, as they say. Now with Apex, you have these new rules that went into place on October 21st, general rule enforcement. And then the 8-day trading withdrawal started November 1st. It's November 19th right now, so we're well past that, and people are being able to take advantage of the new rule regarding that you only need 8 trading days to get a payout put into the queue. Now, we do have some new rules like the safety net rule. Let me tell you something. At the beginning, I was not too happy with that rule. However, it's not bothered me a lick. In fact, it's helped me keep accounts a little bit stronger, a little bit longer. So let's get in here and let's get right to it. Payout structures. There's no more specific payout windows. Remember, it used to be the 1 through the 5th or the 15th through the 20th in order for you to get to be able to put in for a payout. That's no longer the case. Now, all you need is to complete 8 trading days, with at least 5 of those trading days being $50 or more. This is freaking awesome, and I'll tell you why. Most places, they want you to have $100, $150, $200, $300 days in those 5 days in order to be able to put in for a payout. Here at Apex, you only need $50, which is great because it's very easy for those of us who trade minis, and it's well in line for those of you who trade the micros. So as long as you have 5 days of $50 or more, you'll be able to qualify for a payout. So as long as you've met the other criteria. What other criteria? Well, the 8 trading days, and then the safety net is met. The safety net is very simple, guys, right? We don't have to go through a ton of verbiage to understand it. All you have to do is your regular drawdown. It's that plus $100. For example, so here's your drawdown on a $50,000 account. It's $2,500. So your safety net is $2,600. And you're allowed, once you get, let's say, to payout day and you're at $2,600, you can withdraw $500 if you want and bring your account down to $2,100. Meaning, in reality, your safety net is always going to be $2,100 on a $50,000 account. Okay, every time you get to 2,600, you can pull out $500. So as long as you traded for 8 days and made $50 on each day for 5 days at least. That's it. It's not that difficult. Check it out. So you come on here and you go to safety net for the first 3 payouts. Okay, applies for the first 3 payouts only. The safety net requirement must be observed for the first 3 payouts. As of the 4th payout, the safety net requirement is no longer applicable. Safety net definition. The safety net is defined as the amount equivalent to your drawdown based on the account size plus an additional 100. Very simple. You come on over here to the 25K account. Your safety net would be 1,600. That's it. Okay. Now we come back over here to the rules. This applies to all accounts. This rule applies to both new and existing accounts, ensuring consistency for traders as they progress. Minimum amount payout. If you have reached the safety net threshold, you can request a payout of at least $500, even if it exceeds the safety net amount. Why? Because if you got to your safety net $2,600, you request $500, you're down to $2,100. You're just not going to be able to request underneath that $2,100 mark. Very simple. The other day I put in for payouts. Okay, I had a little bit over $3,000 in one account. What did I do? Very simple. Let's say you have $3,300 in your account. So you go 3,300, okay, minus, remember, what's the balance you need to always have in the account during these safety net times? $2,100 on a 50K, right? You must have $2,100. $2,100. That means I can pull out $1,200 no problem at all from the account. It's going to bring me down to the 2100 area, and that's it. It's not that difficult to understand that part. Now let's go ahead and dig a little bit. Let's go ahead and dig in a little deeper. They'll set up examples here. See, I feel like these examples are a little bit convoluted. What I just explained to you was a lot simpler. Let's go back up here now. 30% consistency rule. This is the one that I failed at and why I had 2 payouts denied. Now, did I not understand the consistency rule? No, I did. I just like to let my winners run. Got a little bit out of hand, made a little too much money. Definition: when requesting a payout, no single trading day should account for more than 30% of the total profit balance accumulated since the last approved payout or since the start of the trading in a no payout and no payout has been made. Okay, very simple, guys. Let's say you are in a $50,000 account. You go to a balance of $6,000 in profit. This means with the 30% rule, you get $6,000. You multiply it times 0.3 or 0.30. That means 1,800 bucks. That means that no one day in that trading time should be over 1,800. If it's over 1,800, then you're going to violate the consistency rule. So what would I tell you? If you've made today 1,900 bucks, right, and your account balance is 6,000 now, you might want to go out there and take another trade and maybe take a little small paper cut loss to bring that back down so that you can be within the 30% consistency rule. Okay, probation. If you're on probation, you can still request a payout. However, to qualify for approval, the following conditions must be met during the payout review. A safety net must be in place. Any restrictions or requirements that led to the probation must be fully resolved. Of course, I mean, this should be common sense, but I get why it's got to be written down. 100% payout eligibility, 6 payout and beyond. Starting from the 6th payout, traders can access 100% of their profits, even if this is achieved earlier than 4 months. If moved to a live prop account, the trader can withdraw before the 6th payout. So let's say you're on your 3rd or 4th payout or your 5th payout, and Apex says, hey, you know what? It's time to put you into a live account. You can withdraw deeper into that. You can withdraw the 100% if you want. Okay, so that's not going to be applicable anymore. But you need to get to the 6th payout in order to access 100% of the profits inside of your account. Meaning you'll always have that max and you'll always have to have that safety net until you reach that 6th payout. Speed of example. Okay, traders can achieve 100% payout in as few as 48 trading days, approximately 2 months and 1 week, if they follow an 8-day payout cycle. Meaning if you're able to every 8 days put in for a payout request, you're going to get through that really quickly. So that's pretty awesome. Trading requirements. A genuine strategy. We already know this is not new. No market manipulation in the sense of scams that were going on via sim on bonds a while back. We already knew that. If you want to read deeper into this, you can pause the video and read it. I don't think we need to go over that. Big one here, guys. Dollar cost averaging. DCA. Dollar cost averaging involves entering additional trades in the same direction as the original order, even if the market moves against the trader's position. As the market continues to move contrary to the trade, the trader adds more entries in the same direction. Key points. DCA is allowed under this agreement with no restrictions on contract size for additional entries. There is no specific rule for determining entry points, timeframes, or distances from the original order. The trader must maintain a responsible risk to reward ratio using DCA. DCA is permitted so as long as it does not violate any other consistency rule. Example, the 30% profit in a day or 30% negative P&L. Traders are expected to apply DCA consistently and responsibly to adhere to the rules. Now, what is this 30% P&L? Well, let's get into it. The 30% negative P&L rule limits on losses. Open trades should not exceed 30% negative drawdown from the account's profit balance. Example, for a $50,000 account, if the profit balance is $4,000, a trader should not allow their drawdown to exceed $1,200 in any given one trade. Okay, so you can risk, let's say, $1,100 on one trade. Okay, you close it out and then enter another trade and risk the same amount again. Oh, unless you blew up the account, obviously. Now, there's been a big question going on here. Oh, but I just started the account. What if I don't have any profits? Or what if I only have $100 in profit? Am I only allowed to risk $30? No. So your risk on a $50,000 account is going to be your drawdown, which is $2,500. So that means on a $2,500 account or a $50,000 account with a $2,500 drawdown, your 30% is $750. You're going to be allowed to risk a maximum of $750 per trade unrealized on that account until it surpasses your what? Your $2,600 cushion that you must keep in the account. Once you pass that, your risk goes up with it, right? So if you have 3,000, if you have 4,000, if you have 5,000, right? If you have $5,000 profit balance in your account, well, you can risk $1,500 if you want per trade. That's your 30% negative P&L. Now, another one that I think has hurt people here because they haven't read, they haven't understood it. It's the contract size consistency rule. Contract size should reflect a consistent trading approach, allowing flexibility to adjust based on factors such as risk, market conditions, and volatility. However, erratic spikes or inconsistent changes like trading 10 contracts one day and then 2 contracts the next day solely to secure a payout are not permitted. Guys, this is very simple. I trade anywhere from 1 to 4 minis when I'm trading on a typical given day. How do I change this up? Very easily. My stop losses are all based on chart patterns and or chart setups that will dictate where my stop loss is. Sometimes my stop loss is 5 points away. Sometimes my stop loss is 20 points away. What does that mean? If my stop loss is 5 points away, I can take on more contracts. If my stop loss is 20 points away, because that's what the chart says, in this case where my stop needs to be, I can only take on less contracts. Why? Because I keep my dollar risk per trade basically exactly the same. Sure, there's a little deviation here, you know, maybe $50, $100 difference here and there, but overall my dollar risk per trade is always the same. And then the only thing that changes is how many contracts I will trade, but it's showing that I have a strategy, that I'm trading methodically, that I'm not just, oh, I'm getting lucky with 10 contracts now and now I'm just going to coast with 1 or 2 contracts. That's what that's about. Now, adjustable based on strategy. As the account balance grows, contract sizes can be increased to reflect a scaling strategy. However, decreasing contract sizes should be done with clear strategic rationale and not in a manner that suggests inconsistency. Occasional adjustments based on market conditions, reducing contract size during increased volatility are permitted, provided they align with the overall trading plan. Basically what I just told you. Scaling and adding to positions into trade. Okay, this is another one here that I think has hurt people, because just because you have the ability to trade 10 contracts in your account does not necessarily mean that you must trade 10 contracts, that you should trade 10 contracts, or that you're allowed to trade 10 contracts out the gates. Half contracts until threshold. Traders are limited to trading half the available contracts until they meet the trading threshold stop, meaning in a $50,000 account, you can only trade 5 minis, all right? 5 of those mini contracts until you reach what? $2,500 or $2,600. Once you meet that criteria there, then you're allowed to trade all 10 contracts. But until then, you're only allowed to trade 5. I suspect a lot of people have had payout denies because they've been trading max contracts or well over the 5 in a 50,000 that they're allowed to trade. Full contracts after threshold. Once a trailing threshold is met, traders are allowed to utilize the full number of contracts permitted by their account. Please, very, very important to take note of that if you want to get your payouts approved. Then you have your risk management. We've been over this a bunch of times. You have the 5-to-1 where you're allowed to risk $5 to make 1. That's crazy to me, but they allow you to take on a lot of risk, more than I do. I try to take on, where I risk $1 to make $3, to make $2, stuff like that, right? So I'm risking, $300 to try to make $600 to $900. We already went over the 30% negative. Okay, this, guys, is very, very key. If you've been denied a payout, you must read this carefully, because if you think that you were wrongfully denied, then this is what you need to do in order to see if you have a shot at getting that overturned and getting your payout approved. Apex is committed to maintaining transparency by actively monitoring trading activity for compliance. Traders will have access to detailed reports showing their trading practices, ensuring they can track their performance and adhere to the rules. This approach promotes clarity and accountability for both the traders and Apex. Risk management priority. The primary focus is on encouraging responsible and sustainable trading practices that close mimic real-world market conditions. By adhering to these practices, traders can develop strategies that are viable and live for live trading scenarios. Example, trader can utilize detailed reports to validate their compliance with Apex rules and guidelines. If a trader's payout request is denied, they can reference specific data from their report to verify their adherence to the rules and adhere to any discrepancies, ensuring a clear and fair resolution process. If you've been denied a payout and you think that it's an incorrect denial, you didn't violate any rules, then that's what you need to do so you can show Apex, hey, look, man, I don't think I deserve a denial because I don't think that there's anything that I did wrong. And here's my status, my analytics, right? My stats on my trades during that time. Okay, news trading practices. This has always been the same. No changes there that I can see. Flipping rules. Flipping is now allowed. Traders are permitted to engage in flipping, which means opening and closing trades quickly within the same day. This practice can count towards a trading day, so as long as it aligns with the Apex requirements. Conditions for flipping. Traders must achieve a minimum of $50 per day. This must be done with at least 5 trading days to meet the eligibility. For example, a trader opens and closes a few quick trades during a day, earning $60 profit. Since this exceeds the $50 minimum profit requirement, the day counts towards the 5-day trading goal. If this pattern is repeated over the next 4 days, the trader will meet the criteria for consistent trading performance. Another thing that I would think and imagine would work, right, is that let's say you already met the profit target area that you want for a payout. You've already traded for 6 days, and in those 6 days, you well over $50 per day. Day 7 and 8, you could take a quick flip and then just put in for your payout. Why? Because it made you reach your 8th day. So that's one way to look at it, because you've already reached that. You've already, all the check boxes been checked. You traded for 8 days. 5 of those are over $50 a piece, and you hit the targets and you manage risk, etc. So that's something to think about. Guys, remember, you can get a massive discount with Apex and the other firms I'm affiliated with in the comment section and description section of this video using coupon code Jesse, all caps, W, JESSEW, all caps. All right, so check it out, link in the description and comment section. Okay, guys, so to summarize, the key rules here that really change things around and I think is what's affecting people in their payouts getting approved is very simple. The 30% P&L rule, where you want to make sure that in an open trade, you're not risking more than 30% of the drawdown or of the amount of profit you have in the account. Again, if it's a brand new $50,000 account and you have a $2,500 drawdown, then you have the ability to risk up to no more than $750 on a trade. Okay, that's it. Very simple. And if you have more profit cushion built in, then well, you have bigger risks that you're allowed to. Risking 30% of the account in a PA is absolutely insanity. So, whatever. But that's the rule. And then the account size that you're able to trade in, the amount of contracts in a 50K, you're allowed to trade 10 contracts. But you must remember that until you meet your threshold, which is $2,600, until you meet that, you're only allowed to trade 5 contracts. Not anymore. All right. So if your account balance is $51,000, $51,500, whatever, 52,000, you can't trade 6 minis. You can trade 5, you can trade 4, 3, 2, 1, but you can't trade 6, you can't trade 7, you can't trade 8, you can't trade 9, you can't trade 10. Not until you've surpassed that, right? Not until basically you got to payout status where you can put in a payout request. When can you put in payout request? When you hit $2,600, you can request $500 if you want. When you hit $3,100, you can request more money, right? The point is that when you request your money, that your account balance is no less than $2,100. That's it. Super easy to understand, not a problem. And I think those 2 rules in and of themselves have been responsible for some payout denials because people have been confused and they don't understand that. All right, any questions, guys, don't hesitate, drop it in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe to the channel for me, hit the notification bell, and smash the absolute nonsense out of that like button. I'll catch you on another one. Peace.